नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्जायाणं नमो लोए सवसाऊणम। जय जिनेन्द्र सभी को। हमने पिछले क्लास में अनेकांत और स्यादवाद का चैप्टर परमभाव प्रकाशक पुस्तक के 7वां चैप्टर हमने फिनिश किया था। अब हम कर रहे हैं 6th चैप्टर, छठा चैप्टर सप्तभंगी। एंड देयर इज अ रीजन व्हाई वी रिवर्स द ऑर्डर, क्योंकि अनेकांत और स्यादवाद वाज थोड़ा इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड देन सप्तभंगी उसी के और फर्दर हैं डिटेल्स। सो हम सप्तभंगी से शुरू करेंगे और इसमें जनरल again everything applies to when we express. See, आत्मा को एक्सपीरियंस करने में तो कोई एक्सपीरियंस कहीं सप्तभंगी नहीं लगता है, पर जब हम उस आत्मा को एक्सप्लेन करना चाहते हैं किसी को या कोई भी और वस्तु को जब हम एक्सप्लेन करना चाहते हैं, then all this applies and it is important to understand some of these things, क्योंकि it will help us understand things better in life as well as in the ग्रंथ रिलेट स्क्रिप्चर्स। ठीक है ना? तो सप्तभंगी हम I'll start reading from my here and meanwhile she'll get the page out. विविध प्रकार के विविध नयों के विस्तृत विवेचन के उपरांत अब सप्तभंगी की चर्चा प्रसंग प्राप्त है, क्योंकि यथास्थान अनेक प्रसंगों में इसकी चर्चा आई है। यद्यपि 47 नयों के प्रकरण में, now they are talking about which प्रकरण we are not covering in this course for now, सप्तभंगी संबंधी अस्तित्व नय, नस्तित्व नय आदि 7 नयों की चर्चा हो चुकी है। तथापि यहाँ सप्तभंगी संबंधी सामान्य जानकारी दिया जाना अत्यंत आवश्यक है। So सप्तभंगी related we will only get to understand just the basic information, okay? सप्तभंगी 2 प्रकार की होती है, प्रमाण सप्तभंगी और नए सप्तभंगी। नए सप्तभंगी के निरूपण के बिना नयों की चर्चा अधूरी हो ही रहेगी। अतः इस अध्याय में सप्तभंगी पर संक्षिप्त विवेचन अपेक्षित है। किसी भी वस्तु के प्रतिपादन के संदर्भ में सर्वप्रथम एक बात सामने आती है। So what they're saying is, go back Himal, it's a chapter before Anikant. Okay, so whenever you are trying to explain something, what is going to come? Whether it is explainable or not. ठीक है ना? So भगवान की वाणी में आया बहुत कुछ, अब वो हम एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं कि नहीं। यदि वाणी द्वारा किसी वस्तु का प्रतिपादन, and we are, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, I'll just put my cursor where we are. So it starts right here. यदि वाणी द्वारा किसी वस्तु का प्रतिपादन संभव ही न हो तो फिर व्यर्थ के बौद्धिक व्यायाम से क्या लाभ है? So if you cannot express, then it's like don't bother. अब ये प्रश्न उठना अस्वाभाविक भी नहीं है, क्योंकि जिन वाणी के मूल प्रतिपाद्य भगवान आत्मा को स्थान स्थान पर वचन अगोचर, वचनातीत, विकल्पातीत कहा गया है। So right, you really cannot explain the Atma to its fullest extent. You only will know it fullest when you experience it, right? That's what that sentence means. That in different places in the Granth, you will see those things. So then you wonder कि अतः वस्तु के प्रतिपादन में मूल प्रश्न यह है कि वह वक्तव्य means expressible है या अवक्तव्य means non-expressible है। स्यादवादी चिनागम इसका यही उत्तर देता है कि वस्तु कथनचित वक्तव्य है और कथनचित अवक्तव्य है। कथनचित मीन्स किसी अपेक्षा, with some angle, it is expressible. With another angle, it is not expressible. Okay. If you have any questions, ask along, because this is a little, you need to grasp it. I'm still going slow. अब यदि हम वस्तु के अस्तित्व के संदर्भ में विचार करें, तो सर्वप्रथम तो यही प्रश्न उपस्थित होगा कि वस्तु के अस्तित्व के संबंध में कुछ कहा जा सकता है या नहीं. So what does that mean to you? Is any vastu means it can be atma, it can be pudgal, it can be anything. Can you say something about its existence? So first you have to think, am I able to say that this thing exists or not? And if you can say something, can you move it, Hemo, further down? Okay. यदि कहा जा सकता है तो क्या कहा जा सकता है, और यदि नहीं कहा जा सकता है तो क्या नहीं कहा जा सकता, ये सब स्पष्ट करना अत्यंत आवश्यक है. कहे जाने से
since I was doing all these things, I didn't follow on the first page a whole lot. Can somebody summarize, or can you summarize what happened?
Does anybody else want to give it a try? Whoever was paying attention. Shikha, you want to give it a try? I've said very little, explained very little so far. You have to unmute, Shikha.
Yeah, if you can you scroll up? I can look at the page and then speak about it. I think I won't be the right person.
It's okay.
To explain.
I'll explain. I'll summarize. So basically what we are saying is, whenever you're trying to explain something, first thing you have to understand is it possible to explain something or not possible to talk about it? Number two, they're talking about in reference to Atma, in Janvani, in different places, they have said that you really cannot explain. Atma is beyond explanation, beyond imagination. Those kind of words come. So then, it's like, if it's all that, then why explain? So what they're saying is that no, it's not completely non-expressible. It's with some viewpoint it is explainable, with some viewpoint it is not. So basically what they're saying is, now in terms of existence of anything, whether soul or any other vastu, pudgal, dravya, akash, all those things, first you have to wonder whether you can explain the existence of it or not be able to explain. If you can explain or you cannot explain, both have to be specified, what can be explained and what cannot be explained. So that's the gist of page 1. Now scroll down.
So the three things to answer is, uska प्रतिपादन संभव है कि नहीं, and then वक्तव्य है कि अवक्तव्य है, and अस्तित्व के संबंध में कुछ कहा जाता है कि नहीं कहा जाता है. Those are the three questions to ask about
the
vastu.
three questions are, pratipadan means if they can be explained, right? Now, if they can be explained, can they be talked about or can they not be talked about? Vaktavya means talked about. Avaktavya means I cannot say anything about it.
And then what is this वस्तु के अस्तित्व के संबंध में कुछ कहा जा सकता है कि नहीं is the same as वक्तव्य अवक्तव्य?
Right. So suppose London exists. So I can say a few things about London, but there are certain things that I experience that I cannot express. I cannot talk about it, but they exist.
So is that the third question?
Mm-hmm. So how? So even though you've experienced, but you cannot explain.
Oh.
That's called avaktavya.
Okay, avaktavya means you cannot explain it.
Yes, you cannot talk about it.
Then what is this last question? यहाँ प्रश्न होता है कि वस्तु के अस्तित्व के संबंध में कुछ कहा जा सकता है कि नहीं?
That means London exists. Can you say something about it, or you cannot say something about it? If you can say something about it, then what can you say about it? If you cannot say something about it, then what can you not say about it? Like I may say that oh yeah, I can talk about the London clock, and I can talk about the city has this and city has that, but I cannot talk about the wow experience I had when I went on this boat or something. You can say, I cannot explain. I experienced it, but I cannot completely talk about it.
So is it the same as the vaktavya, avaktavya? Is that
Yes,
question the
vaktavya
same as?
means I can talk about it. Avaktavya means I experienced it, but I cannot talk about it.
Oh. And that
That means
sentence
it
means the
exists,
same
right?
as
That means
vastu
it
ke
exists,
astit.
but I cannot talk about it. Don't we sometimes we have experienced something and it's like, yeah, Niagara Falls. I can explain that it's a big fall. It makes this noise, that noise, but still I cannot completely explain what I have experienced physically going there.
True. So then the last sentence on that page, which is vastu के अस्तित्व के संबंध में कुछ कहा जा सकता है कि नहीं, is the same as वह
Vaktavya and
है कि
avaktavya.
नहीं.
Yes.
It's the same.
Yes.
So that equals this.
Yes.
मैम आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन देन जो भी केवल ज्ञान तीर्थंकर और होते हैं उनके वाणी में जो भी बोलते हैं मतलब whenever they say even they would have seen the मोक्ष का वो सुख they have experienced it.
Yes. They have experienced moksha sukh, but they cannot express it. That only you
Yes.
will know when you experience it.
So is it something like that कि वो experience कर रहे हैं but they are not able to express it?
Yes, exactly. So आत्मा के बारे में कितनी सारी चीजें उन्होंने बता दी, but they cannot 100% talk about it. That 100% you will only find out when you experience it. Same thing, there is so much knowledge that is in the scriptures, but it's not 100%. 100% you will only know when you yourself become Keval Gyani.
Prabhaji,
Okay.
what is this? They say Praman Saptbhangi. This whole book, I mean, this one is about Nay. Is that the chapter we're going to do?
No. What they're saying is, Praman means when you're talking about the completeness of something, right? So when it's complete thing, you cannot express it at once, right? You have to, suppose आम को मुझे explain करना है. एक word में एक साथ में मैं नहीं बोल सकती कि आम पीला भी है, मीठा भी है. You have to go in order, one after the other.
Got it.
So you cannot express the whole thing. That's what it's saying.
Oh, that is Praman Saptbhangi. And then Nai Saptbhangi is that what we're going to
from
learn?
a particular angle when you're talking about one aspect of vastu.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Let's move on. Hemal, change the page, please. Hemal? Okay. कहे जा सकने के संदर्भ में 3 स्थितियां बनती हैं. So now we are now diving into the Saptbhangi. So if you can express, then there's 3 things happen. You can say it exists. अस्तित्व means existence, कहा जा सकता है. नास्तित्व means non-existent, कहा जा सकता है. क्रम से अस्तित्व नास्तित्व दोनों कहे जा सकते हैं. Okay, so you have to say अस्तित्व. Apple, there's an apple on this table. There is no orange on this table. Now, if I want to say one after the other, there is an apple on this table, but not an orange on this table. Got it? Now, नहीं कहे जा सकने के संदर्भ में 4 स्थितियां बनती है. So now something you cannot say. That means for an orange, I cannot say anything about it because I don't know whether there's an orange existing or not existing. I cannot talk अस्तित्व नहीं कहा जा सकता है. That means I cannot say if it exists. Third one is नास्तित्व नहीं कहा जा सकता है. Means I cannot also say if it doesn't exist. Basically, they both together mean I cannot say anything about it. You understand? It's kind of, sometimes when you think about it, it's like almost silly, but but that's the way, you completeness of understanding happens. अस्तित्व नास्तित्व दोनों एक साथ नहीं कहे जा सकते.
तो एक ही सेंटेंस को अलग अलग तरीके से बोला गया है मैम.
बोला गया है basically, yes.
Because it is making confuse again कि
It
मतलब
is confusion, but basically I cannot say anything is all it's saying. But I cannot say if it exists. I cannot say if it doesn't exist. I cannot say it exists and not exist together. Okay, so that is why Saptbhangi is difficult for people to understand.
So is this the language in which books are written, and that's why they
Yes.
have to clarify this?
Yes, if you notice, if you go through law papers, if you look at legal binding contracts, they are in this kind of language. They will say it is this and it is not this, or this is what the contractor will do, nothing else will be done. Why should you say nothing else will be done? It isn't that trivial, but they have to write it down. Okay?
So this particular thing is an example of Saptabhangi
No, this is
related
the
to
concept.
Astitva.
What are the 7 different bhang? What are the 7 different classifications? अस्तित्व कहा जा सकता है, नास्तित्व कहा जा सकता है, क्रम से अस्तित्व नास्तित्व दोनों कहे जा सकते हैं. This is about something that exists.
So
Now, something that
Saptabhangi
doesn't exist, उसके बारे में,
is only about existence of something.
no, it's about so many other things we're going to study later. This is they're applying it to astitva nastitva.
Okay, good.
7
That's what I thought.
bhanga. Yeah, bhanga means 7 classifications can be applied to a lot of things. This is, they're applying it to astitva nastitva. Then they can talk about ek, anek, nitya, anitya, bhinna, bhinna, dvait, advait, everything. That's going to come later in the chapter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody understands 7 things. So try to get it set in your mind. What are they talking about? If you can talk about it, then you can talk about its existence. You can talk about its non-existence. And one after the other, you can talk about its existence and non-existence. If you cannot talk about it, then you don't know anything about it. You cannot talk about its existence. You cannot talk about its non-existence. And you cannot talk about its existence and non-existence in order. Everybody got it in English? So that way now you have 2 ways to settle it in your mind. Because I know it gets very confusing. It's not very difficult, honestly. It's a simple concept, but because in some ways it's trivial, it gets you confusing. That's all. Okay. Now, इस प्रकार 3 भंग वक्तव्य संबंधी और 4 भंग अवक्तव्य संबंधी कुल मिलाकर अस्तित्व नास्तित्व संबंधी 7 भंग हो गए, जिन्हें हम कथनचित शब्द लगाकर इस प्रकार व्यक्त करते हैं. Now they're giving an example. Okay, घट means a pot. कथनचित घट है, मतलब whenever the word comes कथनचित, that means किसी अपेक्षा से घट है. They're applying the अस्तित्व on it now, that it exists. कथनचित घट नहीं है, कथनचित घट है भी और कथनचित घट नहीं भी है. So let us say there is a pot in the kitchen. Kitchen की अपेक्षा घट है. Now I came to bedroom. Bedroom की अपेक्षा pot नहीं है. Now kitchen की अपेक्षा घट है भी और bedroom की अपेक्षा नहीं भी है. Are you guys getting it? I'm now applying that example. Now,
can you just say that pot is in the kitchen?
There's a, let's say, pitcher, jug, whatever makes you understand. Okay, there's a jug in the kitchen. That means kathanchit means kisi apeksha. Now I'm telling you the apeksha. Kitchen ki apeksha wo jug wahan pada hai. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say tea kettle, because tea kettle is obvious, it's going to be in the kitchen, not in the bedroom. So tea kettle kitchen की अपेक्षा एग्जिस्ट करता है.
Mhm.
सेम टी केटल बेडरूम की अपेक्षा एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट इन द बेडरूम.
Hmm.
नाउ थर्ड सेंटेंस, किचन की अपेक्षा टी केटल एग्जिस्ट करता है, बेडरूम की अपेक्षा टी केटल एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है. Now you
Can
said,
this third sentence also be घर की अपेक्षा pot is in the kitchen and not in the bedroom?
no,
Why not?
because they each will have to have its own apeksha. See, it says kathanchit ghat hai bhi और kathanchit ghat nahi bhi hai.
अगर
So
दोनों
you're going to give
same
the
हुई ना,
apeksha of where it is and where it is not. So kitchen की अपेक्षा टी केटल है भी और बेडरूम की अपेक्षा टी केटल नहीं भी है.
मगर किचन की अपेक्षा किचन में है एंड बेडरूम में नहीं है, वो भी कहा जा सकता है ना.
नहीं, किचन इज द अपेक्षा and bedroom is the apeksha. And the sentence is tea kettle hai and tea kettle nahi hai. At least right now, try to understand exactly the way the book is saying. Then you can make your interpretations. Because otherwise you'll get too confused. This is already confusing enough.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I try one example on this?
Yes.
Like मैंने जो समझा है अभी इसमें, a lady, she is a lawyer and she is a daughter-in-law of a home. तो कोर्ट की अपेक्षा से वो एक लॉयर है और घर की अपेक्षा से वो एक बहू है. But she is not like a lawyer in home and she is not a bahu in court.
Yes, that would apply.
That is the way it is the same.
Exactly, yes.
So एक ही चीज है पर एक जगह पे वो कुछ और बताता है और दूसरी जगह पे that is showing something else.
Right. Now think about this. Praman say that is the same person. If you don't
Correct.
apply nae, किसकी अपेक्षा, तो वो ना तो lawyer है ना वो बहू है. She is herself.
Correct. Yes.
So yes, that is exactly what we are trying to understand with this Saptbhangi. So we understand the relationships in life as well as in Atma.
Okay.
Because if you remove all these relationships, then you are just you. You're just the pure soul.
Yes. So this is only the apeksha we are talking about of a same cheese. मतलब
Person,
एक ही
same
चीज के
cheese.
बारे में
Yes,
अपन-
exactly. And then apeksha of whether it can be expressed or not expressed. See, बच्चे के लिए माँ माँ है. He's not going to be able to express what is ma. Right? The child knows it's my mom. Now let's say mom cannot be found. You ask the child, is your mom tall? Is she short? Is she dark? He may not be able to explain to you, the small child. All he knows is he is attached to his mom. He doesn't realize even how big my mom's eyes are or what my mom's face exactly looks like. But still he recognizes his mom. But he cannot express his mom.
So that becomes number 4.
Yes. But that doesn't mean mom doesn't exist. He just cannot express it.
Child cannot explain who mom is the
Right. But he knows the mom.
But he knows his mom. That's true.
Right.
And it's the same mom who's the lawyer and who's a mom at home.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But then the child to child, he doesn't know what's a lawyer, what's a bahu, what's a what. So now we come to the fourth one. So kathanchit, this tea kettle cannot be explained. Kisi apeksha, tea kettle is unexplainable. कथनचित घट नहीं है और अवक्तव्य है। सो किसी अपेक्षा मतलब कि बेडरूम में टी केटल नहीं है, सो आई कैनॉट टॉक अबाउट इट। एंड किसी अपेक्षा, किचन की अपेक्षा टी केटल है, बेडरूम की अपेक्षा नहीं है, और किसी अपेक्षा आई कैनॉट एक्सप्रेस इट। आई नो इट्स सो कंफ्यूजिंग।
So number 5, so number 4 is where the boy cannot explain who the mom is. And
राइट
number 5 is कि lawyer तो है मगर बता नहीं सकते उसके बारे में.
राइट।
Why you can't say?
Because think about it, if it was child, he doesn't know how to express. But
Oh, so
that
it's the
doesn't mean the
same
mom
thing.
lawyer doesn't exist. It does exist. He just cannot express it. So to the mother-in-law, the lawyer doesn't exist. The
Ah.
child, he cannot explain. And we are talking about the same person.
प्रमाण से तो वो आत्मा है.
हाँ, वो जो है वो है. But then there are so many different ways to express that person or not express.
So she is a lawyer, but mother-in-law cannot say about it.
Mhm.
Then the other one is वो माँ तो है मगर बच्चा बता नहीं सकता.
Mhm. So जैसे 7th one is किसी अपेक्षा लॉयर है, किसी अपेक्षा नहीं है. That means कोर्ट की अपेक्षा लॉयर है, घर की अपेक्षा लॉयर नहीं है, और बच्चे की अपेक्षा बता नहीं सकते. The child doesn't know whether my mom is a bahu or a lawyer or what she is.
Can you say that last one again?
Okay. कोर्ट की अपेक्षा लॉयर है, घर की अपेक्षा लॉयर नहीं है. She is not a lawyer in the house. And बच्चे की अपेक्षा cannot say. अवक्तव्य means cannot say about it.
Okay. And all this is the language in which Atma is explained in the book.
Mhm. We'll come to it. They will have more examples, and then I will also talk about other examples. Okay. So चलो इसी प्रकार एक अनेक नित्य नित्य भिन्न भिन्न. So just like they have talked about existence so far, right? है नहीं है की बात करी. Now they can apply the same thing to it is one or many. Same thing to is it permanent or temporary. Same thing to is it same or different. Like that. Okay. So इन 7 भंगों को के समाहार को ही सप्तभंगी कहते हैं. Now, Acharya Kundadev in his Panchastikaya has talked about it like this. आदेश के वश में द्रव्य कथनचित है, कथनचित नहीं है. कथनचित है भी और नहीं भी है. कथनचित अवक्तव्य है. कथनचित अति अवक्तव्य है. कथनचित नास्ति. अस्ति, that ati is asti, not ati. That's a misprint.
Where is the misprint, Prabhaji?
Second line. और नहीं भी है, कथनचित अवक्तव्य है, कथनचित अस्ति अवक्तव्य है. That means you cannot talk about its existence. कथनचित नास्ति अवक्तव्य है, मतलब you cannot talk about its non-existence. And किसी अपेक्षा से अस्ति नास्ति अवक्तव्य है. प्रत्येक द्रव्य इस प्रकार 7 भंग वाला है.
But I don't see the error in it.
Ati,
I'm also not seeing
instead
error.
of ati, it's asti.
Oh, in
The
my book is asti
The
only.
half sa is missing.
In textbook, it is it's printed properly.
Yeah, even in mine it's printed properly.
Okay. So maybe it's just this thing that she's sharing has the mistake.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. Now, so now they're talking about the example. Let's see. यहाँ उक्त सात भंगों की अपेक्षा स्पष्ट करने आचार्य अमृत चंद्र has given this example. सर्वथापने का निषेधक. That means you reject always. अनेकांत का द्योतक स्यात् शब्द कथनचित ऐसे अर्थ में अव्यय रूप में प्रस्तुत हुआ है. वहां पहला द्रव्य. Now they're applying it to द्रव्य. Now pay attention. द्रव्य स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से कथन किए जाने पर अस्ति है. Right? I exist in my own क्षेत्र काल भाव. I don't exist in your द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव. That's the second one. Are you guys with me so far?
So स्वद्रव्य की अपेक्षा अस्ति है, पर द्रव्य की अपेक्षा नास्ति है.
नास्ति है. ठीक
Okay.
है. Now third one. Dravya, it's the same thing. You combine those two things. You say them one after the other. द्रव्य स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से और पर द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से क्रमशः कथन किए जाने पर अस्ति और नास्ति है. You know, they exist and non-exist respectively. Okay. Fourth, द्रव्य स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से और पर द्रव्य से युगपत कथन किए जाने पर अवक्तव्य. You understand? You can say it one after the other, but you cannot say it at the same time. So you cannot express it. Then the fifth one is द्रव्य स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से और युगपद स्व पर द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से कथन किए जाने पर अस्ति और अवक्तव्य है. That means द्रव्य exists, but you cannot talk about it at the same time.
Only the so yukpat is what's important.
Yes, in this case, yukpat is what makes it unexpressible. See, that's why you have to know the apeksha, by which apeksha it is not talkable, which apeksha it is and it is not. Then sixth one is द्रव्य पर द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से कथन किए जाने पर नास्ति और अवक्तव्य है.
Are you on? Did you just say the sixth one?
Sixth one is that पर द्रव्य की अपेक्षा it doesn't exist, but I cannot talk about it.
Yes.
Prabhaji, why even in the fourth one, see, and maybe it's a misprint, I can't tell. It says fourth one says द्रव्य स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से और पर द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से युगपत कथन किए जाने पर अव्यक्त है. It says the word in the next one, right? In this one,
No,
it says
so in the fourth one, it says you cannot talk about both of those things together.
The same. That makes sense. That okay,
right?
This one is reasonable. But
right.
The next one, it says that dravya swadravya kshetra kal bhav se or yukpat swapar. What is swapar?
Swapar means me and the other person. For both together, you cannot talk about it.
Okay, swapar is me and the other person. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Even though we exist, we both exist, but that person exists in his own swadravya kshetra kal bhav. I exist in my own swadravya bhav. So when I'm talking about me, I don't exist in that person. So I cannot talk about it. But I myself do exist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Now the last one. Dravya swa dravya kshetra bhav se par dravya kshetra kal bhav se और युगपद स्व पर द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव से कथन किए जाने पर asti, nasti और अवक्तव्य है. That means I exist for me, I don't exist for the other. Together I cannot talk about it. So when I talk about it, with some apeksha it exists, some apeksha it doesn't exist, and some apeksha I cannot talk about it.
By apeksha of yukpat, no, it is not able
Yes,
to
by
talk.
yukpat apeksha I cannot talk about it. My apeksha I exist, your apeksha I don't exist, and together I cannot talk about it. It's not possible
It's
for me to talk about it at the same time.
no, why we can't? You're saying we are not able to explain it because
Yukpat. See, if I say, what am I doing? I'm saying for
oh
myself
yeah,
and
only
for
about
you.
one state. You cannot.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to say it in order. You
Or in
cannot
order.
together.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
are not
possible
able
to
to
talk
do it
together.
instantaneously together. Both you are not able to
Exactly.
explain, and
Yes.
that's the
That's the
okay.
yukpat.
That's the yukpat. Okay.
Okay.
And Prabhaji, the reason 5 and 6 exist is because sometimes we will only talk कि इसकी अस्थि है मगर बात नहीं किए जा सकती. And
हाँ.
sometimes we may want to explain something as इसकी नास्ति है और
नास्ति है
इसकी
पर
बात
बात
नहीं
नहीं
की
कर
जा
सकते.
सकती.
Yes.
It's something like that, right?
Yes, exactly. So the 4 bhang are for avaktavya, 3 are for vaktavya. So
And
when
the
you're able to
importance.
talk about something, there is three facets. When you cannot talk about something, it's 4.
Right. And the reason this is important to explain that I cannot talk about it is so that the other person knows that what has not, there is something there that hasn't been talked about. So
Yes,
what
there's
I'm
more
telling you
to
is
it.
not the whole truth.
Exactly. So like just say nae, right? We remember we said ki karm 8 hai, right? We are taught 8 karmas. But no, that's not all. There is lot more. But right now we are not able to explain to you everything.
तो मैम जो भी शास्त्र है, जो भी लिखा हुआ है, इट इज ऑल सप्तभंगी रिलेटेड कि कुछ ना कुछ है जो छूटा हुआ
Yeah,
भी
so now
है,
when you
so
understand
that is not able to
Saptbhangi,
cover.
when you say कि 8 है कर्म, okay? फिर किसी में बताएंगे उसके सारे भेद प्रभेद करके 147 types of कर्म. Then you are not going to say, oh, वहां तो 8 लिखा था, अभी ये 147 कैसे हो गए? Because there, उसमें अपेक्षा में वो सब नहीं बता सकते थे आपको उस लेवल पे. Now you're advanced, so now they could tell you more.
और फिर भी सारा नहीं बताएंगे क्योंकि
फिर भी सारा नहीं बता सकते because अनंत है. अनंत कर्म है, अनंत भंग है, अनंत नय है, ऐसे.
So why we actually learning this is to कि we should not limit ourselves कि हमने कुछ पढ़ लिया तो उसको मान लो कि बस यही है. Don't think
So
in
you
that
know
way.
that
Is
there
it
is
कि
more
हम
to
इस
life than just this. Yes. See, that's what I like. I keep telling my children, you know,
I
like
was
when you're
actually
young and you're working and you're only thinking about money and career and whatever. So to them, wow, that is it, right? They're so famous and they're so rich and they're whatever. And I tell them, hey, that's nothing. There's so much more to life than just job and eating and drinking and whatever mundane thing you're doing. So think about it. If you don't think about it, you will not have even the curiosity to know about it. See, a lot of people don't even know that there is more things existing other than what they can see. Like they say, कुएं का मेंढक सोचता है उतनी ही दुनिया है.
That because a lot of people don't understand how important gati we got.
Yeah, people
How
don't even
durlabh
know.
is Manushya
And if you
Gati.
don't even know, there's a lot more to this. What happened here? Did I? Or
No,
you
it's
changed it?
me. I was trying to change this thing and this happened. 1 second.
Don't worry, it's okay. So what I'm saying is ki, yes. And that is why it is important to understand. People who don't understand Saptbhangi, उनको समझ ही नहीं आता, उनको लगता है इतनी सी दुनिया है जो मैं देख सकता हूँ, जान सकता हूँ. They don't have the concept that there is so much more out there. Okay? So that is why it's important to understand. See, it's not about like memorizing the details or knowing it that way. It's now when you're understanding the Saptabhangi, you will understand in Shastras how there will be no room for argument. Okay, वहां तो ऐसा लिखा था, यहाँ ऐसे क्यों लिखा है? क्योंकि वहां उस समय वो एक्सप्लेनेबल नहीं था, अब है. अब your buddhi has developed that you are able to understand more things that they will explain to you like that.
I
Even
think
then you still have questions, वहां ऐसे क्यों बोला था, यहाँ ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं, but you'll be able to absorb it little more sweetly than taking it like a bitter pill.
And Prabhaji, when we were initially studying with you, that
Huh.
time you would always tell us there is more, but I am only addressing this much,
Exactly.
right now. And that time you always told us that agar you think that this is not true because there are contradictions, then आपकी समझ में गलती है. And this explains how हमारी समझ में गलती हो जाती है.
हाँ,
क्योंकि
क्योंकि
एकांतवादी हो
always in
जाते हैं.
life also, always, because see, that's what we do all the time. Mistake हम क्या करते हैं, हम अपनी knowledge के base पे हम लोगों से argue करते हैं as if I'm the authority. What happens? Most people, that's how they argue, as if they are the authority on that topic, which they are not. They only know like sui ke jitna, and they start arguing. If they would keep this, makes your mind open that, oh, okay, there might be more to this than I know. So let me understand what this person is saying, with what viewpoint he's saying. Okay, so अब तो वो हो गया ये. Okay, now they're giving another example. ये अयोग्य नहीं है क्योंकि सर्ववस्तु स्वरूप आदि से अशून्य है. That means it exists, ashunya. I mean, I know they're using a lot of different words, so I don't want to complicate you guys. Okay, पर रूप आदि से शून्य है means again, मेरे स्वरूप में मैं हूं, पर तुम्हारे स्वरूप में मैं नहीं हूं. स्वरूप आदि से और पर रूप आदि से अशून्य और शून्य है. See, the more you do, the more you will realize how to apply it and every little possibilities. Okay. So just like, see, if I understood it once, I could apply it on tea kettle. I can apply it on clothing. I can apply it on anything.
But
So,
why ashunya?
ashunya means exist. Shunya means non-existence. Shunya means zero, right? Why? When do we use the word
yes.
zero? Zero means
Sorry.
it's not there. Okay. स्वरूप आदि से और पर रूप आदि से अशून्य और शून्य है. So if you talk about it together in order, that's how you would express it. स्वरूप आदि और पर रूप आदि से एक ही साथ अवाच्य है. Together I cannot talk about it. भंगों के संयोग से कथन करने पर अशून्य और अवाच्य है. Right?
What is bhango ke sanjog?
Bhango means these 7 types.
के संजोग से
Sanyog means what am I saying?
association.
Right. In association with these types, it is existing, yet I cannot talk about it. And shunya or avachya hai. So it's also non-existing based on par, and I cannot talk about it. Ashunya, shunya or avachya hai. So that's the last one, that it exists, doesn't exist, and I cannot talk about it.
I think this, I was thinking, where would we use this, in our day-to-day lives, that Yukpat is not very, like I can see us using these other ways to explain something.
Okay, see, that yukpat, not being able to say it all at once, creates a lot of problems. If you think about your conversations with people, does it ever happen when the person is still talking and we interrupt based on the first half of the sentence he said, and we conclude and right away jump into it?
Yeah.
Because the poor guy couldn't express the whole thing together.
Whole thing, yeah. But for it to exist, I think they almost want this there. Not, it's like not as a disclaimer, but it's there to, like, when in that Keval Gnan state, right? That,
Right. Keval Gnan can know everything at once,
but
but
they're
it
not
can't
able, you can't
express.
explain. That's what I'm saying. That
Exactly.
there are states like that where
Yes.
it doesn't mean nasti. It exists, but not avyakta, basically.
But that happens with you too. You have experienced. Wait, somebody needs to go on mute.
Something is
शिखा जी?
Go on mute.
शिखा जी आपका है?
हाँ
आ गया अभी.
Okay. So think about it, right? Let's say you came back from a vacation. Now you have all that experience with you. But if somebody tries to tell you to explain your vacation, can you say every single thing that you experienced?
No, yeah, we can't. So that's why.
Right. So now you start saying to somebody, "Ke London to cloudy है," और जैसे ही तुमने इतना सा बोला, the next person jumps. नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं तो गया था लंदन, ये तो सनी था. I mean, he doesn't even listen to the whole thing, that the day I went there, it was cloudy and rainy.
हाँ,
That
अपेक्षा.
doesn't mean it's never sunny.
Sorry, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, this happens frequently with my daughter. She
Does,
picks
yes.
on these apeksha things very quickly.
Yeah.
कि अपेक्षा नहीं बताई आपने.
अब the
But
question
this
is,
thing-
पुराने जमाने में लोग अपेक्षा इजीली समझ जाते थे. अभी हम जड़ बुद्धि, वक्र बुद्धि है. हम समझते नहीं है और ब्लेम करना शुरू करते हैं कि आपने बताई नहीं अपेक्षा.
Exactly. I mean, we start arguing, not even blame.
Yeah,
We start
exactly.
controversy starts like
Whereas
that.
if you know the Saptbhangi, then you know there might be that aspect that exists and they are not
Right.
able to talk about it.
But
Yeah, yeah.
Prabhaji, knowing this, what is going to happen is we'll all become very quiet people.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
Yeah.
how wise people are. They are quiet, but they understand everything. If you notice,
But
पुराने
ma'am,
जमाने में older grandparents वगैरह, they used to not talk much because they understood everybody. They understood everybody's nature in the house.
Even now, my father will never talk because he knows exactly what's going on.
Yes, exactly. So the more you know, the less there is need to talk.
Priyaji, you were saying something?
Yeah. Ma'am, is it like this Saptabhangi will apply to the Divya Dhvani?
Yeah, it will apply to everything.
Because the Divya Dhvani is like वो उनकी वाणी तो use नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो it is like that will be grasped by the Gandhar. तो वो एक साथ चार वाणी मतलब ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, मतलब
So
एक के
think
बाद ही.
about it. It's like the internet is full of information. What's happening? मुझे जो चाहिए मैं उसमें टैप इन करता हूँ और मेरी लैंग्वेज में ले लेता हूँ. Same way, Divya Dhvani is like that information is flowing.
Then this Saptabhangi is not applying there, no ma'am. कि मतलब वो एक साथ में चार चार पांच पांच चीजें निकल रही है, but Gandhar
पर
is
वो जो
taking
लेने
it.
वाला ले नहीं सक रहा है ना, वो तो एक के बाद एक ही इंफॉर्मेशन बता सकेगा ना. गंधर ने ली, now he is trying to express it in the books.
Yes, that is what ma'am, like वो मतलब दिव्य ध्वनि में ऐसा नहीं होगा ना कि वो एक साथ वो चार चीज को भी बोल सकते हैं, चार अपेक्षा से भी वो वाणी से निकल सकता है. बट द गंधर हु इज टेकिंग, ही इज नॉट एबल टू टेक इट टुगेदर, मतलब वो एक के बाद एक ही होगा.
Yes.
सो ओके.
और दिव्य ध्वनि में भी इतना अनंत इंफॉर्मेशन है that सारी निकलना भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. दिव्य ध्वनि तो जैसे महावीर भगवान की 30 साल खीरी, किसी की कितने साल खीरी, but the information is unlimited, infinity. So then that went unexpressed. Got it?
Yeah, a lot of the information was not captured also by the Gandhars.
Exactly. And lot of it was not expressed. Everything they experienced could not have been didn't always come in the Divya Dhvani.
So even though the information was there, it was not there. And
They
it became
had it, right? In their
inexpressible.
Gyan, everything is there, Yugpat.
मगर गंधर के उसमें नहीं था and अवाक्य था. So that
Mhm.
becomes that.
Mhm. Okay, चलो तो यहाँ प्रश्न संभव है कि एक ही द्रव्य 7 भंग रूप कैसे हो सकता है. So now they're saying now the द्रव्य is same, how come it's 7 different ways expressed? So इसी प्रकार का प्रश्न आचार्य जयसेन ने पंचास्तिकाय की गाथा में बताया है. जिस प्रकार एक ही देवदत्त, नाउ देवदत्त की जगह सब अपना अपना नाम लगा लो, राइट. एक ही शिखा नामक पुरुष मुख्य और गौण विवक्षा से अनेक प्रकार का हो जाता है. देखो, पुत्र की अपेक्षा पिता, पिता की अपेक्षा पुत्र, मामा की अपेक्षा भांजा, भांजे की अपेक्षा मामा, पत्नी की अपेक्षा पति और बहन की अपेक्षा भाई कहा जा सकता है. शत्रु की अपेक्षा शत्रु, मित्र की अपेक्षा मित्र. इसी प्रकार एक ही द्रव्य विभिन्न अपेक्षाओं से 7 भंग वाला हो सकता है. उसके 7 भंग रूप होने में कोई दोष नहीं है. Right? We established that in the beginning only. You are one Atma, but depending on how you look at it, you can be so many different ways you are and you are not and all that. Okay? तो ये तो सामान्य कथन हुआ. सूक्ष्म व्याख्या से सत, एक, नित्य आदि धर्मों में से प्रत्येक धर्म में भिन्न भिन्न सप्तभंगी लगाई जानी चाहिए. ना तो वो किस प्रकार? स्यात् अस्ति, स्यात् नास्ति. These are the 7 bhang again. You exist, you don't exist, you exist and don't exist, then you cannot be expressed. Adi saman, syadekam, syadanekam, syadekanekam, whatever. In some apeksha, you are ek, you are this nekam, anekam, that is like ek, anek, ekes together, all that. Okay, let's move the page. It's like dravya ki apeksha you are ek, paryay ki apeksha you are anek, and if you say together you are ek and anek and you cannot express it together, युगपत नहीं बोल सकते, उस तरह से लेना है आपको.
Prabhaji, sorry, just to refresh my memory, it's kind of skipping. What is the meaning of syad? Like
स्यात् again means किसी अपेक्षा.
apeksha.
स्यात्, कथंचित, these are all
It's all apeksha.
synonyms. So same thing, स्यात् पुत्र, स्यात् पुत्रः, स्यात् पुत्रा, पुत्रः वगैरह वो बता रहे हैं कि किसी अपेक्षा से पुत्र, किसी अपेक्षा से पिता, all those things. Okay.
Prabhaji,
So when you
what is
apply
this?
to relationships, it's so much easier to understand, right? It's I'm one, but I'm chachi, mami, sister, brother, sister, bahu, lawyer, all those things, right?
Prabhaji, what does this sentence mean? Sukshma vakhya se sat ek nitya adi dharmon mein se pratyek dharma mein भिन्न भिन्न सप्तभंगी लगाई जानी चाहिए. What is
That
the
means
sentence?
that in reality, when you go into details, for every vastu, it's not just every vastu will have saptabhangi. Every vastu mein bhi ek, anek, asti, nasti, these are all viruddha dharma within Atma. So you should apply all these bhanga in that manner, in that fashion also. That's what they're trying to say.
So each vastu has many dharma. We have agreed on that.
Yes, right.
previously.
So and
we
within
have to
each
apply
dharma,
it to
you can
each of
apply
them.
the saptabhangi. Yes.
To each pair of dharma.
Yes, to each pair of dharma. Yes. See how they have done it in the putra pita thing, right? नीचे देखो, जैसे वह पुत्र भी है, अपुत्र भी, right? किसी अपने बेटे की अपेक्षा, मेरे फादर की अपेक्षा मैं हूँ पुत्री हूँ, और किसी और की अपेक्षा मैं अपुत्री हूँ, like that. The concept itself is fairly simple. It just gets confusing when you're saying it all 7 together.
I think the reason it's getting confusing is relationships are easy because we live relationships. But all these dharmas are very new to us. We are not so familiar. So we don't understand the nuances of asti nasti related to
Exactly. Ek
some atma
anek
related concept. It's not our
Exactly.
language, day-to-day
Mhm.
language. So
Now,
relationship easy है.
प्रत्येक द्रव्य में परस्पर विरुद्ध प्रतीत होने वाले नित्य अनित्य एक अनेक भाव अभाव आदि जितने भी धर्म युगल हैं, उन सभी पर ये सात भंग अवतरित होते हैं। वस्तु के प्रत्येक धर्म में सप्तभंगी की योजना की जा सकती है और वस्तु के स्वरूप को समझने के लिए करनी भी चाहिए। इस बात को स्पष्ट करते हुए माइल धवल लिखते हैं, वस्तु के किसी एक धर्म को ग्रहण करने पर उसकी प्रतिपक्षी धर्म भी ग्रहण करने में आता है। सो इफ आई नो दैट आई एग्जिस्ट एज अ डॉटर टू माय फादर, then I also know that I don't exist as a daughter to someone else. Pratipakshi means opposite dharma.
When we say orange is here, we are saying then we are not saying
the other
apple
fruits
is
are
here.
not here. Yes. And क्योंकि वे दोनों ही वस्तु के स्वभाव हैं, I have this in my nature that I can be a daughter to someone and I cannot be a daughter to somebody else.
So this is the same thing we just talked about in the previous page.
It's going to be the same. Now you guys got the concept. They are just telling you different ways now. That's all. That's what the whole chapter is going to be all about.
Yeah, it's saying जितने भी धर्म युगल है उन सभी पर सात भंग अवतरित होते हैं. And then again it is saying
come about, yeah.
सभी धर्म सद्भंगी की योजना करनी चाहिए. Okay, same thing they are repeating.
Okay.
But
so
why are they saying, what is the need to repeat it for each dharma yuga, 7 of them?
Okay, that's how the writer
मुझे क्या
decided to
मिलना है?
write it. Basically what they're saying is, see, because dharma yugal, they're like opposites in the atma. So sometimes people get confused. How can it be like this? How can it be permanent and also non-permanent? How can it be one and many? So what they're saying is that make sure you understand how and believe in it.
मगर वो अवाक्य ones will be very hard to do for these dharma yugals.
Yeah, but there is always an aspect that you cannot explain. So just take it like that. And because there's always, you cannot speak yugpat. That'll always be a vachya.
For all the dharma yugals,
all of
you cannot speak yugpat.
Yes.
For in anything we can't speak yugpat, but also dharma yugals. Got it.
Yes. Now, यहाँ एक प्रश्न ये भी संभव है कि जब प्रत्येक वस्तु में अनंत धर्म है, तो भंग भी अनंत ही होने चाहिए, या मात्र 7 ही भंग क्यों बताए जा रहे हैं? भाई, बात यह है कि वस्तु में अनंत धर्म होने से अनंत सप्तभंगियां तो हो सकती हैं, पर वस्तु के एक धर्म संबंधी भंग तो 7 ही होते हैं. So this is important. There is only 7 possibilities, even though there can be anant dharma.
For each of the anant. Each of the anant will only have 7.
7, yes.
Why is that like that? Why is it only 7?
Well, ऐसा ही वस्तु स्वरूप है.
Oh.
So then they're again giving, so the writer has given so many different examples of from so many different granth.
Writer is Dr. Bharil.
Yes.
He's read extensively because he quotes so many shastras all the time.
Of course, yes. Yes. So think about it. See, when we went to college and if we had to write a paper, what were you supposed to do? You were supposed to read books on that topic, as many books as you could, and put together your paper and then give a reference list.
Right. I don't see many people writing books like this. Not that I am a very well-read person or anything. I'm just saying.
Because you went to medical field. If had you gone to literature or some of the arts, you would have to do a lot of this.
Okay.
Even in medical field, whoever does the research, what do they do?
Yeah, a lot of work.
Give
Lot of
references of
reading.
other papers to prove
Yeah.
their point.
True, true.
Do you understand? So that's what he's doing, proving the point by giving you so many different
So much
references.
referencing. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go turn the page.
But Prabhaji, you were there, no, before we turn the page, that after that prayer, no, this here, yes, we are here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So यदि आप प्रत्येक वस्तु में अनंत धर्म मानते हो तो अनंत भंगों की कल्पना न करके वस्तु में केवल 7 ही भंगों की कल्पना क्यों करते हो?
करते हो,
Now
correct.
people are questioning why only 7, right? We also did.
Yeah.
So प्रत्येक वस्तु में अनंत धर्म होने के कारण वस्तु में अनंत भंग होते हैं, पर ये अनंत भंग विधि और निषेध की अपेक्षा साथ ही होते हैं. So expressing, non-expressing, you can not do it or do it. So there's only 7 possibilities, what they're saying.
What is vidhi and nishedh ki apeksha?
Means there's a way of doing things and you are not allowed to do it. Nishedh means not allowed. Vidhi means process. वो बोला ना पहले वक्तव्य और no, what was the first decipher? 1 second here. Oh gosh, it's so easy to forget.
I agree.
The initial thing, why? What did they say? Why? How did they come about the 7? Right, 3 for the first type and 4 for the second type.
Right. Oh,
What
how
was
did,
that? He's
why
gonna tell.
it came to that, huh?
कहे जाना और नहीं कहे जाना. कहे जाने में 3 भंग और नहीं कहे जाने में 4 भंग. So vidhi means कहे जा सकते हो तो there is 3 ways to it. And नहीं कहे जा सकते तो 4 तरीके हैं. ऐसे करके 7 हैं. चाहे प्रमाण से प्रतिपादन किया जा रहा हो चाहे नए से, पर भंग तो 7 ही होते हैं.
कहाँ लिखा है
वो
sentence?
last line of that page 346. इस परम सत्य की घोषणा नए चक्र में इस प्रकार की गई है. Then keep going, turn the page, scroll the page down. Okay. प्रमाण नए और दुर्नय के भेद से युक्त 7 ही नए 7 ही भंग होते हैं. स्यात् सापेक्ष भंगों को प्रमाण कहते हैं. नए से युक्त भंगों को नए कहते हैं और निरपेक्ष भंगों को दुर्नय कहते हैं. So if you talk about what angle it is and talk about the complete thing, that is called syat, sapeksh, that is praman. Now when you're only talking about one aspect of something primarily, that is called nay. And if you don't talk about apeksha and just say a sentence, that is called durnay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. मैम ऊपर आके वो तात्पर्य यह है कि भंग अनंत हो सकते हैं, सप्तभंगियां भी अनंत हो सकती है, पर अनंत भंगी नहीं हो सकता. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन भंग अनंत है पर अनंत भंगी नहीं हो सकते? मतलब
Okay, so for example, ek anek, there can be many, you can apply ek anek to many things, right? So each thing will have saptabhangi, which means there can be many saptabhangi, but for each you can only have 7 bhangis.
But it is saying bhang anant ho sakte hain means
क्योंकि together bhang anant हो गए ना.
अच्छा प्रमाण से.
Yeah.
ओके, प्रमाण से. ओके.
But for each only 7. That's what they're explaining.
Prabhaji, over here, that Durnai, they said nirpeksh means, is that like an absolute thing? Like that doesn't have apeksha?
Nirpeksh means without apeksha. If you don't tell, you just say
I see. Yeah,
टी
yeah.
केटल नहीं है।
हाँ।
अरे भाई,
Got it.
मैं तुम्हारे घर पे आया, टी केटल तो देखी थी मैंने किचन में। हाउ कैन यू सी टी केटल नहीं है? बट यू
Yeah,
डोंट
so that
एक्सप्लेन कि
is
बेडरूम में
dur.
टी केटल नहीं है।
No, makes sense. That's the opposite of nai. It's like a dur nai.
And Prabhaji, sapeksh means relative, right?
Yes, sapeksh means you tell the apeksha.
In that case, nirpeksh is absolute.
There is no
It is not
absolute.
absolute. It's lack of apeksha.
That is, lack of apeksha is not absolute.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean absolute.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Somewhere we wrote it down as that, in some other.
No. And if we
Because
wrote it
in
down, we
general-
should have written it down as nasti. Like there is no such thing as absolute.
Yeah, because in our dharma only we don't have that, right? That's the whole idea.
No,
Yeah.
we said that some other religions are have nirpeksh view, ekant view. In that case, we called it absolute.
But then that is durnay.
Oh. निरपेक्ष, हाँ वो दुर्नय ही बोला ना, वो रिलीजन जो
हाँ,
एकांतवादी
exactly.
है।
Yes. If somebody says ki it's Atma always exists, you always exist, and don't tell you the nay, then you say, no, I'm changing. You can prove them wrong right away.
Right. Prabhaji, in this sentence, syat apeksh sapeksh bhango. Syat means kisi
Tathanchit
apeksha.
syat kisi apeksha.
Syat
Remember
means
when I
kisi
started the
apeksha.
chapter of Anant, whatever the other
Right,
one?
right.
I
Syat
made
means
you guys
kisi,
write that.
syat
Anekant
means
or syadvad. Kisi
syat,
apeksha.
syat means kisi apeksha. Sapeksh means relative, and then bhang means bhang. How do the
Right.
three words come together? What does it mean?
Okay. So kisi apeksha, right? Syat सापेक्ष भंगों को प्रमाण कहते हैं. That means if I know the elephant and I say that leg की अपेक्षा elephant is like a column, that says that I know the elephant.
Okay.
But if I just say the elephant is like a column, then that is durnay.
Okay.
Because I didn't say the apeksha.
So that is praman.
Praman is when you know the whole thing and you are able to talk किस अपेक्षा से क्या है.
Right, but that's what the sentence says. Syat sapeksh bhangon ko praman कहते हैं.
Exactly.
So this sentence is praman. Elephant leg
Yes.
ki apeksha, elephant is like a column.
Right. That
वो
means I
प्रमाण
know
हो
the
गया.
whole elephant and I'm able to explain to you, even though in part, but because I know it, I'm explaining to you in part with
तो अभी
reference.
नए की अपेक्षा वो कैसे होगा सेंटेंस?
नए की अपेक्षा होगा कि मैं I am only talking about one aspect of the elephant and बाकी सबको मैं गौण कर दूं. That means कि if I say कि अभी मैं एलिफेंट के सपोज उसी को लेते हैं, राइट? अभी मैं लेग को ही प्रोमिनेंट बता रहा हूँ. आई एम ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट द लेग.
Then we will say elephant
मुख्य
leg is
करके
like a
बता रहा
column.
हूँ. हाँ, but that doesn't mean the other parts of the elephant don't exist. I'm only talking about the leg right now. That is nine.
ये तो बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग हो गया है. एक तो ऑलरेडी
I know it.
कंफ्यूजिंग है और भी कंफ्यूजिंग हो
But
रहा है.
Prabhaji, if I think of the praman, now I'm trying to think all this atma, that whatever we are reading, no, there is
Okay,
no
let
praman.
me say this. Okay, this will
Whoever has
help.
done it.
Let's see, when we talk about Atma,
What is the praman in there?
Talk about only the pure Atma or we talk about the Paryaya. That is Nay. Now, we know that Atma is both Paryaya and Dravya. That is Praman.
No, but it's not, because we don't know. We are reading it from the Shastras. That's how we know.
Right.
We
No, we
don't
do
know.
experience, right? Don't we experience there is something about me that is continuing, and there is other thing about me that went from baby to childhood to youth to old age. So we know.
That's the aspect we know. But that full aspect of Atma is only when is for the Siddhas.
Right, but at the same time, if it was only for the Siddhas, how would anybody reach Siddhahood? So some aspect is explainable and understandable.
Got it.
Which is what helps you to get there.
Right.
100% may not be explainable, but still there is some
that is explainable. Got it. So it's like there are many aspects to the Atma, and we are saying some dharmas are explainable, some are not, or whatever.
Yes.
Some
And
aspects.
what's explainable is enough for you to know
It's
to
enough.
experience your own Atma.
Prabhaji, can you go over this one more time now? What is Syat Sapeksh Bhangon ko Praman कहते हैं?
Syat Sapeksh Bhangon ko. So, किसी अपेक्षा जो सापेक्ष जो भंग हम लगाएंगे उसको प्रमाण कहते हैं. Let's keep reading. It will clarify more. Okay. That's why he has put it from different angles. Okay. Syat asti means kisi apeksha it exists. Syat nasti kisi apeksha it doesn't exist. Syat asti nasti kisi apeksha it exists and not exist. Syat avaktavya kisi apeksha you cannot express it. Syat asti avaktavya, that means kisi apeksha it exists but you cannot talk about it. Syat nasti, so we have already gone through all this. ये प्रमाण के सप्तभंगी जानना चाहिए.
Again say Praman ke Saptbhangi.
Right. So let's keep that in our mind. So this is Praman ke Saptbhangi. Now let us see what they say about Nay ke Saptbhangi. स्वद्रव्य स्व क्षेत्र स्व काल और स्वभाव से द्रव्य अस्थि रूप है. पर द्रव्य पर क्षेत्र पर काल पर भाव से नास्ति रूप है. स्वद्रव्यादि चतुष्ट एवं पर द्रव्यादि नास्ति रूप दोनों धर्मों को एक साथ अपेक्षा अवक्त है. इस प्रकार अपने अपने नय के साथ अर्थ की योजना करने पर द्रव्य अस्ति अवक्तव्य है, नास्ति अवक्तव्य और अस्ति नास्ति अवक्तव्य है. You understand the difference? So in the first one, it talked about the 7 and ek साथ में, and it said कि वो that is praman ki saptabhangi. In the second one, they took only the alag-alag dharma.
Prabhaji, I'm not getting it. I don't know if it's the end of my...
Maybe you cannot have...
I think I have to sit and read. I don't know how other people feel, but maybe we can continue tomorrow.
We can do that.
Yeah,
I haven't checked the time. We probably have finished our 1 hour anyway.
I think let's continue tomorrow. It's getting more confused. Actually, I'm not able to take.
I know this is going to be a tough topic. And some of it, honestly, is just complication of words. But they have to be this way because, like I told you, that's why the lawyers always put all these complicated language which nobody wants to read in contracts. But then if you don't read, they can get you because they will say, oh, we had this thing that in this scenario, it won't apply. The warranty won't apply.
So maybe tomorrow we can continue with these 3 types.
We'll continue with those 2 paragraphs, yes.
And Prabhaji, tomorrow's time we will meet at 8:30 p.m. IST. Unless you're saying we meet sooner.
Well, depends. If you think more people are coming, let's do sooner because it will take us half an hour to just explain what we explained today.
And who feels confident or wants to do summary for tomorrow?
I mean, I think some of you guys are all writing good notes. So that's fine. You know, make an attempt. And if you're somewhere wrong, I'll correct you. Priyaji, you want to do it? You've been writing good notes.
Yes, ma'am, I can try, but still I'm
You
not
can
that
try,
confident that
or
yes, I
Nipa, and let one person talk about it and the others can pitch in, because you're all writing notes. So
या
it's
मतलब
okay
सब
if,
ने participate करके we will see one point जिसको जो
sure,
जैसे समझ में आ रहा है.
yes,
Yeah.
let's do that.
We'll
Yeah,
है
we
ना?
can
do
all
And that
try
is
to
why
say.
in topics like this, it's very important to take notes. It's okay if you make a mistake. So then when one person is summarizing, the others can correct.
तो मैम अभी ऐसा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है कि हमने जो समझा है वो सही समझा है या नहीं. I'm
हाँ, so
questioning
that's
that
why it,
actually.
see, doing summary वो थोड़ा और पक्का हो जाता है कि yes, मैंने
अच्छा.
सही समझा, you know?
Okay.
True.
So
I'll try, ma'am. I'll try tomorrow to do.
no problem. It's okay. It's we've almost covered everything. बाकी तो फिर पूरे chapter में repetition ही होगा. They will give you more examples and things like that. Okay. So it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. Okay. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है. इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. वंदना शत बार.